So the next person that we're going to have spend a few minutes talking is Matt Sherman. Aileen noted that he had some YouTube blogs, so you might be familiar with him. But he's going to share some of his thoughts and perspectives on KLS from that patient perspective. After that, we're going to hear from Alana, and then we will have kind of a somewhat breakout session that I'll explain a little bit more. So with that, Matt.
Hey. Alright. I like music. So when I take out my right headphone, I know something's wrong. I go to Dutch Bros and get the hot coffee because for the first time in a week, I finally feel cold again. For the first time in a week, I can finally cry about the things that I've done. For the first time in a week, I can finally put in my other headphone because I know the monsters under my bed have to fight through having to get to me again. They've had to fight through the angels and prayers of my loved ones. I know I'm back because I'm not a good public speaker, and right now I'm stuttering. I know I'm back because I'm so eager to play Frisbee, and this past week as I passed the SRC, the rec center, I didn't feel anything. I know I'm back because when I have a really good idea, I can't put it into words, and this past week I could. It's a small window, similar to one on a sinking oval ship, getting smaller as the water rises, knowing you only have so much more time. And I can feel it sinking. My headphone is slipping out. I can't explain it to you, but in a week, let me try. This was a poem I wrote while I was in an episode, seemingly going in and out of the episode. You know, it takes a little help from the big man upstairs to write a poem like that, because for some crazy reason, I, and many others in this audience, were given KLS at birth. I was thinking sweet, sweet kind of sprouted seed, and for me, 17 years later, it sprouted. We all remember our first episode. And if we don't have KLS, we remember our son's first episode, our best friend's first episode. And I can't relate firsthand to the bystander viewpoint, but I feel that if you're at this conference right here, right now, you all remember your first episode. We were all given a choice in that point in time. How do we react to this thing? What is going on? We don't know what it is. You don't just have your first episode, type in my son's sleeping, and the first thing that pops on Google is, hey, it's KLS. That doesn't happen. We all know that. We are eating. We are sleeping. We are losing touch with reality. We are going crazy. The world's caving in on us, and we are alone. There's a wall of reality right in front of us, and everyone else is on the other side, the right side. It's a scary place to be, and a lot of us have been there. Well, I made it through. It was not easy. In my 18 episodes, I dropped out of high school for a semester. I lost best friends. I was trapped in Florida. I've been sent home from a summer camp. I had 8 months, 7 consecutive months with episodes. I even made a whole sorority hate me. That's a lot of girls. All because of KLS. All because of KLS. It wasn't easy, but as I said, I made it through the jungle. I know some of you are in the jungle right now, and you have no idea what to do with yourself. I was there. I get that. A lot of us are there, a lot of us were there. We all get that. Who knows? Maybe I could be in a giant circle of rainbows and unicorns, and in a few months, years, decades, I could be back into the jungle. I think I would be a little more equipped to handle KLS the second time around, though. Through my suffering, I learned that suffering was not the key to getting through KLS. I quickly learned a few tips that have got me through those 18 episodes. They aren't conventional. They may not have been what you've heard in the past, but for me, they worked. And I'm not going to promise you they're going to work for you. I know they worked for me when nothing else worked, and if nothing else has worked for you, these might help. With that said, I firmly believe that we are too rare to be victims, everyone in this room. Yes, we have episodes. Yes, we use precious time that we could have spent with families and friends, but that could just be the cost to be advocates for one of the rarest diseases out there. Think about it. If you are here, at least you, or your son, or your daughter, or your best friend has been diagnosed. At least for me, back to the first episode, that was a much scarier time. I did not know what was going on with me. I didn't know what was wrong with me, and at one point, the doctors thought I was schizophrenic. Why me? I saw it in movies, but does it actually happen in real life? And if it does, why me? That was worse than a jungle back then. That was a jungle on fire. Bringing it back, you were here at the Kleine-Levin Syndrome Conference. You were the lifers. You were the ones leading the change, the movement, the mission to educate. And I think most importantly, just the fact that you are here is half the battle. Knowing that you have KLS is huge. Now with that said, I think that comes with a great responsibility. We are too rare to be victims. The stakes are way too high. There are people that are suffering from the same thing and have no idea what it is. They don't even know this conference exists. They don't know what KLS is. I spread the word about KLS through my blog and my YouTube channel. Of course, I haven't always been this way. This positive, this attitude. But I used to feel very negative about KLS. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of my story and how my mindset shifted from my first episode to where I am now. First episode, second episode, third episode. What was going on with me? Why me? This is horrible. I just want to be gone. At this point, I was not diagnosed at all. We had no idea what it was. Bipolar, schizophrenia, manic, just everything under the book. We had no idea what was going on. It was a mystery disease. You know, how can anyone stay positive during that point in their life? It's hard. And you can't force yourself to be positive. This is my first tip. If you feel upset, depressed, or angry, then feel depressed, upset, or angry. Because you're the one dealing with this, not your friend telling you to cheer up. Yes, appreciate what they're saying, but you know you better than anyone else, and you know KLS better than anyone else. That's what I did. That's how I coped at first. I did not tell a soul about KLS. I didn't talk about it, and I was angry about it. I didn't know there was another option. I hadn't even seen another option, so I chose to be sad and angry. So I went along with my KLS nightmare. And episodes became way more frequent, and I saw no end. There's a span when I was having 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months in a row every time with an episode. It was particularly bad in the spring. I even went through a period of depression during this span where I wanted to take my own life. Things were bad, guys. I'm sure they're bad or were bad for you, and I understand that. But this is the point where the golden light bulb just went off in my head. I talked about this in one of my videos. There's 3 points when you have KLS. There's A, B, and C. A to B is all the time you spend in an episode. A to B, you can't touch A to B. You're in an episode, you can't do anything about it. The only thing you can control is B to C when you're out of an episode. So I think so much of the time we focus on A to B, we forget about B to C. We forget our lives. Granted, B to C has to make sure it doesn't cause A to B. Like, you don't get drunk over the weekends. You don't stay up all night every night. Just don't do that because you know A to B is going to be influenced. But I focused on B to C. I focused on what I could do outside of the episode. So I started a blog on WordPress.com called My Life with KLS. That was previously mentioned today. Some of you might have heard of it. It was my way to cope with how bad things were going on in my life. It was great to get it out. It was great to know that people were listening. And it was even better to know that it was helping people, that people could relate to it. The posts were more frequent right at the end of the episode, because I was very manic after episodes. I just wanted to talk and tell people about what happened. And I just had so much to say. Many of you can relate. I kept the blog going strong until I hadn't had an episode in a few months. I just didn't know what to write about. You guys, if you were following my blog, you noticed I stopped posting. I just didn't know what to write about. KLS, I've not had it in 3, 4 months. What am I going to write about, you know? So I stopped. 6 months later, I literally forgot it was like to have an episode. I forgot. I forgot the delayed perception of reality that shows on the onset. I forgot about the stomach as large as the Empire State Building. I forgot about the manic glee that comes after an episode. I just forgot. Time heals all, right? Well, KLS is not too fond of that saying. My last episode, the episode where I wrote that poem, and the episode that shows me that KLS will always be with me, hit. And it hit me like a train. It was horrible. There was such a clear wall between me and reality. I was just on the wrong side of it. And I felt alone. So what did I do? I vlogged. This was the videos that many of you have seen. I vlogged all of an episode so there was no one else to talk to. I have lots to say, and it's very easy to talk when you're in an episode, the tail end of an episode, or right out of an episode. Some of you may have noticed I didn't keep that up either. Well, I don't have so much to talk about anymore. because since that episode, it's been about 7 or 8 months since my last episode. I've been episode free for 6 months, and it's been so hard to be so passionate every single week to put up a video about something I forgot about. But six months ago, 6 months ago before my last episode, I also forgot about that feeling too. So I never know when it's going to hit again. And I've accepted that. So in a nutshell, that's my story, and that's how I coped. That's how I made it through. I documented my illness to get me through it. Little did I know that actually helped other people as it helped me. I will say it again. We are way too rare to be victims, and the stakes are too high. If we continue to have the victim mindset, we will always be victims. What if instead of victims, we were teachers, thought leaders, role models, for people who do not have the strength yet? You may not have the strength yet either. You may just be in the very, very beginning of your KLS journey, and you may not have that strength. I know I didn't. I know a lot of us didn't at first. But if you think somewhere deep down you can muster up the courage to do more than deal with it, talk to me. If you think you have the courage, or want to learn how to find the courage, talk to me. I know there will be a Q&A panel later today, but if you want to have more personal conversation, please find me. I get it, I understand. Everyone in this room that has KLS is someone to talk to. There are people there, just like me, just like you, to talk to. Thank you.